Keep motorheads, here we go. We're getting some stuff done here today. So, what are we doing? What are we doing today? We're putting rings on. It's ring day. It's a ring day. All right. So, I've done the first set. Actually, I've done the first 3 pistons. There they are, sitting all beautiful. So I'm going to do the 4th one with you guys, because I like to share. It's just the way I am. Using a different camera again, because my wife has stolen my camera, so I have to use the old girl, which means that I can't really see what I'm doing. So kind of give me an idea of where I'm at here. All right. So piston with a conrod. First thing, it's going to clean the piston up. A little bit of brake clean, parts cleaner. Get that on there. My trusty handy dandy coffee filters. Compressed air to blow it out. Very good. Okay, so we're going to start off with the oil rings, oil rails, as they're technically known as, I guess. So there is a certain orientation that these need to be set at. The dot, make sure I'm in frame. Yeah, the dot is the front of the engine. The ring, oil ring expander, needs to be clocked at 6 o'clock. So we're going to stick this guy in here. It's basically in line with that oil feed hole here, and you just, oops, actually there was one thing I wanted to show you that I do, because it's very difficult, because it's very difficult to see where these join. What I've done is I take an ink pen and just mark the very end, and this gives me 2 things. It allows me to see where the joint is. It also allows me to make sure that they don't overlap. They want to be butt jointed, like so. Overlap bad, butt joint good. Butts are always good. Unless you got a really big one. Okay, where was I? Okay, okay, front of engine, 6 o'clock. Let's get this guy back in here. Get him in there just like that. So you've got to position that him right there. Make sure we are butt jointed. Make sure we got a bum joint as opposed to an overlap. It's looking good. So now we take, am I still in frame here? Oh yeah. Now we're going to take the bottom oil rail. Once again, I'm just going to blast it with some brake clean. Coffee filter. Get a little lint. No lint. Don't like lint. Take this. Give her a wipe. Take my compressed air. Oh shit. Check this out. Okay, bottom rail, the gap needs to sit at approximately, what is that? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. So we're taking the guy here, just going to put him down right about the 2 o'clock. I know the 2 o'clock, just because I've done 3 of these, 2 o'clock is basically where the valve relief is cut into the piston here. And then it's just a matter of, now you want to make sure before I do this, because I wasn't paying attention. Actually, I'm going to take that back out for a second. Just want to make sure that, see, I can see my marked yellow there. I know exactly where the gap is at 6. Okay, so back to here. trying to do this as fast as I can. Get him in there, and these ones are pretty simple. You can just kind of roll them around. You just got to be careful you don't pull it out too far and break it. You try and keep it off the sidewalls of the piston as well. Try and keep them looking good. Now I can tell. There we go. So if we can see that, you'll see that their butt joint, we're at 6 o'clock, and my first on my bottom oil rail is at 2 o'clock. Okay, top oil rail, same thing, same procedure. Bit of a wash down, give her a bit of a wipe. So there. Okay, this guy needs to be clocked at what do we got here? What is that? 9, 10, 11, 12. So it'll be like you know, 10:30. Quarter way. 10:30. Same thing again. Make sure, yep, it's good. You want to get that right in about there, and then just wheel her around. So and make sure they're all sitting nice. Make sure your butt joint's still there. If that butt joint's there with the 2 rails on now, it ain't going to go anywhere. So, you know, you're pretty good at that point. Okay, double check. Actually, that should be 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Should be like, what is that? 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 1:30. Yeah, 1:30, 10:30. Yep, they both look good. Okay, so moving on, we're going to put in the lower compression ring, or the second compression ring. Same thing, pretty boring actually. Give her a spray. This probably doesn't need to be done, but I like doing it because then I know it's done right. And that's the reason we do this, right? We do it ourselves because then we know it's done right. Some stinky, greasy mechanic in some piece of crap engine shop. It's got his greasy hands all over my rings. Second compression ring needs to be clocked at 9 o'clock. Doesn't really matter, and there is some orientation to these where there isn't in the other ones. On these guys here, there is a N200 at the top, which I've been advised by Wiseco is the top of the ring. So for these guys, I'm using a ring expander. Put them in there like that. Now I can always reclock this. There's a lot of free play. So you want to just open her up just enough to get it over and into the groove. So, like so. There it is there. And we can always turn that. You can see how loose that is. So we'll run that over to the 9 o'clock position, and we're almost done. Top ring, once again, we have N200 denoting the top of the ring. Give her a wash. I know it's not very exciting, but it is part of the process, so I thought I would include it. That. There's that. That goes there. Make sure it's a ring. It's orientated upwards. Get it over the piston. Use the expander just enough to open it up so we can get it into the top groove. Like so. and then now this guy is clocked at 3 o'clock. So top ring 3 o'clock, second compression ring 9 o'clock, the oil ring expander 6 o'clock, top oil rail is at 10:30, bottom oil rail is at 1:30. Okay, there we go, guys. One last thing I just wanted to show you, in amongst my numbering system here for the rods, I've also put a red dot on the fastener here and a red dot here. This way I know when I pull these apart to put the caps, to put the bearings in, I know that this bolt came from this side of the rod, because the cap only goes on one way. But I also know that this bolt, this fastener, will go back into the same threads, into its native home, so to speak, just not to get them mixed up. I don't know how important that is, but just a little thing. Anyway, thanks very much. See you on the flip side. See you around like a rissole. See ya.